Welcome viewers. We have read in the topic laws of motion, first, second and third law of motion. The second and third law of motion lead to one of the fundamental principles of physics, an important one. That is, today we will discuss conservation of linear momentum. You know, in the second law of motion we have read force is rate of change of momentum. What is impulse? Strong force, large force acting for a short interval of time, then force and product of that small time interval is impulse. Similarly, third law of Newton we have read action reaction law. Today, conservation of linear momentum. So first of all we will see what is this law. The conservation of linear momentum says that the net momentum of a system comprising of many particles which are interacting but in absence of any external force. Such a system is said to be isolated system. Remember, for an isolated system, that is at which no external force is acting. So what does this law says? That for an isolated system comprising of many particles which are interacting with each other, net linear momentum of the system remains conserved. Learn this line. What is the linear momentum of the system? All the particles which are interacting with each other, the vector sum of linear momenta of all the particles. Whatever I said, this is the law. How will you express? Look, suppose there is a system in which a particle of mass m1, another particle of mass m2, then m3, suppose it comprised of n particles of mass mn, nth particles. Then if they are moving with the velocity v1, v2, v3 and vn, then for an isolated system, what do you mean by isolated system? That is, F external is 0. There is no external force. Vector sum of linear momenta of all particle, that is said to be momentum, linear momentum of system, is conserved. Conserve means remains constant. Then how will you write this? P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus dash 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 Pn equal to constant. This is the law. How will you derive this law? As the second and third law both lead to this law. This is a very important fundamental law. One of the fundamentals law this is. Let us derive with the help of second law. How will you derive? This question is asked, derive the conservation of linear momentum using second law. So as you know, since as per second law, F is delta P upon delta T inverse, what will you say? Force is rate of change of momentum. If for a system the net momentum is this, and if we suppose we start with second law, then if F external is 0, what does it mean? Delta P upon delta T, this will also 0. If you write here delta P upon delta T 0, what will you conclude? Whose differentiation is 0? A constant. That means P is a constant. So in this way you will write that using second law you got the conclusion which was the law. The net momentum of the system is constant. This was using the third law, how to derive conservation of linear momentum. You know, if you take a ball A of mass m1 moving with the velocity u1 and it collides with the ball B moving with velocity u2 of mass m2 in the line. During collision, what happens? They interact with each other. So this is the force FAB and this is the force FBA, that is both are interacting, so they are applying mutually internal forces on each other, and after collision the mass m1 moves with the velocity v1 and B moves with the velocity v2 of mass m2. What happens? This is before collision and this is after collision. You know what is the impulse? Impulse is change in momentum. You have read impulse is large amount of force applied for the short interval of time. So here they are internally interacting with each other. So impulse of force FAB, that is the change in momentum of A. That is, how will you find change in momentum of body A, first body? So finally it is m1 v1 if you write with vector minus this is m1 u1. Similarly, impulse of FBA, how will you write? In the same way, change in momentum of body B, then you will write m2 v2 minus m2 u2. Now what third law says? Third law says that these internal forces, they individually can change the momentum of each other and they get cancelled. But in the absence of external force, if you say that for a system, internally the individual particle, they can interact and they can interchange the momentum. So what will you write here? Therefore, this m1 v1 minus m1 u1, these are the vectors, that is change in momentum of A, is equal to minus m2 v2 minus m2 u2. Why have you written this? Because you know this change in momentum, impulse of FAB, this impulse is written as F into delta T equal to delta P. So for FAB, if you write here FAB, then you will write here this FAB and for the change in momentum of body A. So we have written, since this can be written as FAB into delta T, this is the change in momentum of body A, and this can be written as minus FBA into this delta T. Then what can you say here? That this change in momentum, as per third law, we have applied this, since equal and opposite forces of action and reaction are there, they are in the internally in the system between the any two particle, then we can write, because of this is the impulse, so this is the change in momentum for the first and second object. Finally you rearrange, then what can you write? This m1 v1, bring here this v1 and where this is plus m2 v2, here this is minus, it will become plus, will be equal to, you write here this m1 u1, you take on this side and this minus minus will become plus m2 u2. What does it mean? That we have seen here that this equation can be written using the change in momentum, and we have seen the third law says that conservation of linear momentum when there is no external force, and we have proved here that before collision whatever is momentum is same as after collision. How can you write? Look, that momentum remains conserved. What does it mean? What is the momentum before collision? Net momentum. We have seen net momentum m1u1 plus m2u2. This is the net momentum before collision. And what is after collision? What will be the net momentum? You have seen here, this is m1v1 plus m2v2, and whatever we have proved here, look here, this is m1u1 plus m2u2, this is, and here this is m1v1 plus m2v2. So whatever you have seen here, that before collision and after collision the momentum remains same. How can you do the reverse of it? That is, using the conservation of linear momentum, how will you get the third law? Let the two objects, they are interacting and their momentum is, suppose this is P1 for the first object, P2 for the second object. They interact with each other for the time delta t. Then change in momentum takes place because the velocities will differ. After interaction, during interaction, velocities will change. How can you write? For the first object, change in momentum will be delta P1, and what is the change in momentum for the second object? Delta P2. For how much time interval? Time interval is delta t interaction time. How will you get third law from this conservation? Again, what is the conservation of linear momentum? That in the external, for the isolated system, that is in the absence of external force. Then if you write in absence of external force, since in absence of F external there should be no change in momentum, then what will you write? Delta P1 plus delta P2 should be 0. What will you write? Delta P1 equal to minus delta P2. If you divide it by the delta t time on both sides, what is this? Force of action. You can write FAB or FBA. This is the force of action and this is the force of reaction. So what you have proved here, that using this law you got the action reaction law. What have you proved here? That using third law you got the conservation of linear momentum. So as per the situation given, you can prove. What are the applications of this conservation of angular linear momentum? Look, first is recoil of gun, and especially whenever the bullet is shot, then the gun should be held tightly at the shoulder. Can you tell why? Look here, that suppose the bullet is fired from the gun, then mass of the gun is, suppose this I am going to writing here, I am going to write here, this is, suppose this is the mass of bullet, this is the mass of gun. Okay, what happens when the bullet is fired? Then you know, before firing, what is net momentum before firing? Both are at rest. So what is momentum? Initial momentum is 0. What will happen after firing? The bullet will move with the velocity v and the gun will recoil back with the velocity v, suppose this one. Since the external force is not acting here, then as per the conservation rule, the after firing momentum will be same as before firing. Then what should be written here, this before firing momentum is equal to after firing. Then after firing, whatever is the velocity of bullet is v, then you will write mv in this positive x direction. What about this? What will you write here? This is the mass m and this is the velocity v. Then after firing, the net momentum is, this is plus m into v. Then since before firing momentum is 0, you will write 0 equal to this mv plus mv. So what is velocity of gun going backward? It will be equal to minus mv upon m. What does this minus sign indicates? That it is in the backward direction, that is opposite to the direction of bullet. Why opposite to the direction of bullet? Conservation of linear momentum. One more thing, that during the firing, the person who is firing, he should hold tightly this gun with the body. Why? Because then gun's mass and body mass both will be, if the gun is held tightly, then they will make a combined system of larger mass. If the larger will be the mass, then lesser will be the velocity of recoil. So that's why it is done. In the second application, you can see that suppose there is a person in the boat, a man plus boat. Whatever is conservation of linear momentum, you can say that initially both its initial momentum is 0. Whenever the man pushes the boat to move forward with certain velocity, then what happens? This momentum which he gets in the forward direction, to conserve that, the boat moves backward. So these are the examples of conservation of linear momentum. Explosion of bombs. Suppose this is the any heavy particle, it explodes into 1, 2, 3, 4 or many fragments. What will happen? Since it is at rest, then its also initial momentum is 0. After explosion, what will happen? Suppose one fragment is in this direction, other fragment in this direction. What will be the direction of the third one? How will you find? If this is the mass m, this is m1, this is m2, others mass, let it will be m3. Then how will you draw? This is the m2 v2. Suppose this is the, you will draw in the same direction parallel to this. So I am drawing here resultant. How will you find? This will be the m2 v2 and this will be the m1 v1 and this will be the velocity of the last fragment. Suppose last fragment is m3, then this will be the velocity of m3 in this direction. How I have got? That is, if it is broken into 3 parts, the sum of masses m1 plus m2 plus m3 will be equal to m, then how will you decide the direction? Using the conservation of linear momentum. In a triangle, if all the sides are taken in the same direction, then what is the resultant? 0. You start from here, this is m2 v2, this is m1 v1, then this is m3 v3 again. Only then the net momentum will be 0. Then what will you write here? This 0 equal to m2 v2 plus m1 v1 plus m3 v3. So this is the velocity vector v3. If it is broken into polygon, how will you find the net momentum? You have to draw the polygons, its sides taken in order to get net momentum 0. If it is broken into two parts, then both the parts will move in opposite directions. Why? Because in absence of external force it is broken, so its net momentum, linear momentum, will remain conserved. So if it is moving with m1 v1, then it will move, part m2 will move with the velocity opposite to v1. So that net momentum, its sum should remain 0 as before collision it was. So in this way, the application of linear momentum, as you see in the rocket and jet airplanes also, that gases through the nozzle, when the fuel is burnt, they come in the backward direction with the very high speed. They carry momentum opposite to the rocket. What happens? Due to this burnt fuel, the gases are released from the nozzle in the backward direction. So jet or rocket that acquires the momentum in the forward direction. So these are the some examples. Okay, I hope you must have enjoyed the law of conservation of momentum. Thank you.